1.2 about sense of touch. Now the skin is the largest organ in the body. It helps to regulate the body temperature and it is actually a sensory organ that detects touch. So basically, skins are formed by three different layers, namely epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis, which is so-called the fatty layer. So this is a diagram that shows the different parts of the skin. There are five different types of receptor in our skin, namely the pain receptor at the epidermis layer, cold receptor and touch receptor and heat receptor at the dermis layer, and finally pressure receptor at the fatty layer. Pain receptor, it actually helps to detect slight pain. Cold receptor to detect cold, touch receptor to detect slight pressure, pressure receptor to detect forceful pressure, and finally the heat receptor help to detect heat. So the sensitivity of the skin are different for different parts of body. This sensitivity of skin depends on the distance between the receptor, or in other words, the number of receptor. So the more the number of receptor in the layer, the more sensitive the skin is. Another factor that affects the degree of sensitivity will be on the thickness of the epidermis. The thicker the epidermis, the deeper the receptor lie in the skin and hence the less sensitive the skin is. For example, the back of the body is less sensitive as it has very few touch receptors. The knee and the elbow are less sensitive as they have a thick epidermis. The lips and fingertips are very sensitive to touch due to the large number of touch receptors, and they have a very thin epidermis too. What about the application of sensitivity of skin towards human being? First of all, blind people use the high sensitivity of their fingertips to read in Braille. Raised dots are used to represent letters and numbers. Secondly, doctors give injection to their patients at the forearm or buttocks. One of the reasons for this is this area are less sensitive to pain. Finally, the back of the hands has a lot of heat and cold receptor. So, usually, mother will test the temperature of their baby's milk on the back of their hand before they feed the babies.